Well, a former Nickelodeon producer is speaking out after accusations of inappropriate and abusive behavior surfaced in a new docuseries.
I smell feet.
Dan Schneider is a Hollywood writer and director who is pretty well known for being basically the father of current kids TV shows. I mean, this man has created countless classics such as Victorious, iCarly, Drake and Josh, Sam and Cat, that were kind of the shows growing up as a kid. Now, if you've seen these shows, you'll see a huge premise that happens in every single one. Feet. And dude, I mean like a boom feet pic, a boom feet pic. Oh, what's that behind your ear? Ew, it's another feet pic. And mind you that the actors for these television shows were just mainly children. And in the past years, it has been written time and time again, Dan Schneider really likes feet. Allegedly, Dan's law team, allegedly. Now, why is Dan Show Me Your Toes If You Want My Show Schneider trending all over the internet again? Well, on HBO or Max or whatever they decided to change their name to for this week, recently released a documentary series about the incredibly demented children's showmaker that is Nickelodeon. And it features a lot of previous workers and actors like Drake Bell who come out and tell the true story of what happened behind the set of the Nickelodeon shows they worked for. The documentary is called Quiet on Set, and I really do highly recommend it that you guys watch it if you want to figure out more about this topic, because I'll only be showing like 1 or 2 examples, and all the other ones are ones that I found through news articles and other sources. So I don't really want to spoil it because it's a really good documentary and it really does highlight why Nickelodeon kind of does suck. So if you want to see the stuff I couldn't even imagine putting on YouTube, I would give it a little watch. Just test it out, see if you guys like it. But it is really dark, so just fair warning. And Dan just really kind of became the face of the entire thing through how recognizable he is for being such a creep. But Dan the foot massage man is not the only one they name on Quiet on Set, but we'll get to that later. Let's first start off with Dan. Now, Dan, as you may know, is just a flat out despicable human being who allegedly, YouTube, really enjoys children's feet. The Sam and Cat incident. The Sam and Cat incident is where the official social media accounts of Sam and Cat posted this for their entire audience to see. Sam and Cat tomorrow, right on the bottom of your foot, and take a picture and use hashtag Sam and Cat Saturday, where we tweet and follow until our fingers get sore. Now, it is believed that Dan Schneider is the host of the social media account that posted this, but there is no clear evidence. And mind you that the audience for Sam and Cat consists of literally just children. Well, if you're Dan Schneider, this is kind of just a normal Tuesday for you. Now, if you're really bummed that you missed this tweet, don't worry, it's still up for the entire world to see. How? It's one of life's greatest mysteries. Like, is there a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence? What does it mean to life? And why is that tweet still up? Hopefully we'll get answers soon. Now, this was kind of the first incident I could really find where people started to really take notice and just see with their own eyes of how weird this whole foot thing was with Dan. Then some people began to do some incredibly light digging and just found pile after pile of horrible things that Dan has done. Dan's past harassment. Dan Schneider has been known on set to have the same temper tantrum a toddler might have when you take away their iPad. No, Dan, no, you don't get any more feet jokes. Come on, man. I think 3 per episode's good enough. No, don't make that face. Come on, Dan. Be a big boy. But Dan's harassment, and let's be frank, because you guys are all beautiful and really intelligent, you're watching my video. Bullying and sexual harassment of kids was a serious problem on set and a bigger problem for Nickelodeon. One of the saddest cases was a case with Jeanette McCurdy, the actor for Sam in the hit show Sam and Cat, where in her book, I'm Glad My Mom Died, a book about her tragic upbringing in life, Jeanette talks a lot about someone named
The Creator.
And it is just widely believed that Dan Schneider is the creator because, Dan created Sam and Cat, so aka the creator. And what Jeanette describes in her book really does sound like Dan. In her book, Jeanette reads, he reaches out and places his hand on my knee. I get goosebumps. You're cold, he says, concerned. I don't think that's why I got the goosebumps, but I agree. It's always best to agree with the creator. He pats my shoulders and then the pat turns into a massage. I want to say something to tell him to stop, but I'm so scared of offending him. Now, this really does sound like Dan, but for the purposes of legal mumbo-jumbo, it's all alleged. Now, this issue was a huge problem for Nickelodeon, but how would they address this issue with their upcoming star? Let's play a little game and find that out. Would it be A, by helping press charges against the man who did this? Would it be B, by helping get all this news released? Or would it be C, trying to pay Jeanette off with $300,000? If you guess C, which I'm guessing you did because you're a really smart cookie, you would be 100% right. Nickelodeon allegedly offered Jeanette $300,000 for a quote-unquote thank you gift. And in return, she would be quiet about what she saw on set and what happened behind the scenes of Sam and Cat. What an actual diabolical thing to do. What kind of backwards twisted person would ever do that? I am so sorry, Dan. I did not see you right there, dude. Please don't touch my feet. Now, Dan has come out and apologized, I guess, for his past actions, but kind of in the worst way possible, where he doesn't really even take accountability for his past actions and says that he would just cut out all the feet jokes and all the other types of jokes that he made out of the shows if he could, which really did make me think that if those were the jokes that were left in, what were the jokes that were too far for even Dan Schneider to love? Yet, sadly, Dan is not the only crazy person over there at Nickelodeon. The crazed abuser, Brian Peck. Brian Peck was a former acting coach for Nickelodeon who worked with plenty young child actors to really just help improve their skills for the shows that they were currently working on. And one of his actors was Drake Bell, the actor for Drake and Josh. And Drake was on a pretty much texting daily basis with Brian because, you know, actors always need new acting tips. But soon, Brian began to ask Drake to do some worse and worse things, eventually leading Brian to do Google's definition of what happened on YouTube, not mine, lewd or lascivious acts with a 14 or 15-year-old child in oral copulation with a minor under 16. And when Drake told his dad, Joe Bell, of what was happening with Brian, Joe knew he had to do something. So Drake and his dad, Joe, and his mom, Robin, had a sting operation where they had Drake call up Brian and have him say what he was going to do to Drake. And after they collected all the evidence and took it to the police, they managed to take Brian to court, where Brian was given a light slap on the wrist of just 16 months of jail time. Which, first off, how? For something that severe, something that evil, how do you just get 16 months of prison time? If someone is fluent in the art of the law, please explain to me in the comments below, because I have been stumped about this for so long. It would be really greatly appreciated. And secondly, people at Nickelodeon and all over Hollywood showed their true side, when 41 of these heinous and evil people wrote letters to the court demanding that Brian receives a lighter sentence because, you know, doing what he did to Drake Bell is not bad. And to this day, Drake Bell has stated that not one of his abusers or one of the 41 people that wrote letters of recommendation have ever apologized. And then Brian Peck was hired a few weeks after for Disney. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If I left anything out, or if you guys want to add anything to this, please leave it down in the comments below. And hey, you stuck around this long, why don't you guys like and subscribe, because all public subscribers do get a shout out in the next video. The last video's beautiful public subscribers were Random Guy MP4, Womp Womp, It's Django, Salamander, and TDNN Knox. I thank these people so much for subscribing. Every day you guys help me inch closer and closer to my dream of taking over Branson, Missouri. And I really do hope to see you on my next video's list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.